Today, we're going to take another look at the top-selling AI-generated images on Adobe Stock to see if we can spot any new trends that might help us decide what we want to focus on next for creating new images, for uploading, and increasing our earnings. First, I want to point out that I'm running a survey on image generation and AI earnings to see if we can get any valuable insights so I can share in a future video. Please take the survey using the link in the description below. If I get good participation, I think we'll see some interesting data on the state of submitting AI images to Adobe Stock and other agencies, like how long are the wait times, how much money people are earning, and more. Hopefully we can get some good results from all the viewers here, and I'll do a new survey every month and share those learnings. Please take just a moment to answer those questions and let me know what you'd like to see me cover in a future survey. Like I said, I'll share the learnings from the survey in a future video, and I'll also break down the full data in the upcoming issue of my newsletter. So if you're not already subscribed to this video channel, please do that, and also sign up for the newsletter using the link below. Now, onto that deep dive on the top-selling AI images right now at Adobe Stock. So if you've seen my other videos in which I break down the top 100 top-selling images at Adobe Stock, the generative AI images that is, you'll know that how we do this is first starting at adobestock.com, going and doing a search for images, and just hitting the magnifying glass, so we're just going to search images in general. And it comes up with 371 million images. We're going to now filter that by generative AI only. So it's taking us down to 43.3 million. And here we go. We see a lot of nature, outdoors type of shots, maybe travel-related, different destinations, swimming in a pool. Again, travel, flowers, so some nature-focused images. We have a number of people here wearing sunglasses, different faces, so some diversity here. But yeah, they definitely are all wearing glasses of some type. So maybe this is someone generating images for eyeglass business or optometrist or something. We have some food, some popcorn, some looks like maybe medical research here. A child, again, some food. So a number of these images now with very similar looking people all wearing glasses. So abstract images, of course, abstract we know is a big topic that people like to focus on, probably too much. There's just usually a glut of images out there that are abstract style. There is a astronaut. We see a lot of astronauts in AI imagery. How many customers actually want these? That's another question. Another child, so a golfer out doing maybe putting on a green. So a lot more abstract here. Lots of pastels, pinks, purple colors, butterflies. So we know animals, insects tend to be popular for people uploading. Lots of living spaces here, bathrooms, living rooms, rooms with no furniture, kind of sparse office spaces. Maybe some workers here, a kid in a costume. That's the first 100. I'd like to look at the first 200 or 300 just to get a good sense of what the competition is doing right now. More living spaces and furniture, quite a bit of those actually. An illustrated version of maybe a factory with water outside of it. An unhappy face. So some cartoon-related faces. We don't see a lot of that in the generative AI images at Adobe Stock, so somebody might be trying to find a different niche to go after. Lots of crowds at a celebration or concert. More abstract, more flowers. A leprechaun, so something that is obviously geared at St. Patrick's Day, so perhaps a good time for that. We're a few weeks outside or a few days outside of March at this point, so good timing for someone to probably have uploaded that into the review queue a couple months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, for that to then make it through the review process and get out there just in time for St. Patrick's Day. Probably not the time for you to be uploading or creating some right now. We don't have time to get them reviewed before the holiday. So Easter-related images. So again, this is good timing. We're probably a month or two outside of Easter, so good to have those up now. A lion, the abstract style. So this, to me, is something that's a smarter use of going after the abstract market, because There's tons of abstract images out there, but how many of them are also a lion? So somebody looking for an abstract lion, there's probably not that many that come up. Some technology and more abstract, another St. Patrick's Day. Again, good timing for that uploader. Here again are more of these faces wearing glasses. To me, this points out that we really have to be careful about spamming too much. Putting out the same images over and over again with just slight differences. I think if you put all of these images side by side, you would see some of these don't have that much difference between somebody looking this way and somebody looking this way. It's slight smile versus a more aggressive smile. At some point you have to ask, what is going to make a buyer choose this image versus this image? And at some point you're spamming and you're making it that much harder for a customer to see a good diversity of images that would give them a lot of choice. Nature and outdoors, here are more of these people with glasses. Again, I don't see that much difference between these two particular images. So more food, more abstract backgrounds. Again, seeing a real pattern here to what's being uploaded. Here's something we haven't seen much of is a tailor shop business suits. So that's interesting. Somebody might be onto a unique niche there. A white empty space here. Another astronaut, another couple of astronauts. So do people need astronauts? Who knows? Here's an image very similar to the famous Japanese painting of the wave. Let's see if so traditional Japanese wave painting with Mount Fuji at dynamic swirls. So at least they're not calling out the particular artists, in the style of, which of course that's something that gets you into trouble at Adobe when uploading generative AI images. You never want to say in the style of a particular painting or in the style of a particular artist. You have to stay away from doing that. So that gives us a good idea of what has been uploaded just recently, the latest images appearing in generative AI at Adobe Stock. Now let's get into the meat of what's selling the most. So for this, I'm going to go over to where it says most recent, we're going to click on downloads. And again, we're going to make sure that we're looking at page 1. This will show us what is the #1 top selling generative AI image at this moment. And it is this one at Adobe Stock. Blue and gold abstract background in bokeh on New Year's Eve, AI generative. So I'm going to now tally these as I've done before. I keep a separate tally sheet here. These are the topics that were the biggest sellers last time I did a tally, and I'm going to use this to start us off with here. So right off the bat, top 3 are abstract. I'm going to put a 3 there, and let's just move my window over so we can have both open at the same time here. The next image is this, looking at business trends, technologies. So we're going to call this business environment. So it looks like some kind of a business table here. A design element, this arrow, anything that's on a PNG type transparent background that's meant to be used in a collage of other images. So we're going to call that a design element. Here's a business environment again. Here's space. Some kind of it's an abstract space scene, a galaxy, but we're going to call that space as opposed to abstract. Again, when we're doing this breakdown, some of these images, in fact, just about every image can fall into multiple different categories. I'm choosing what I feel is the most dominant theme or subject matter represented. Here's a abstract background again, so already abstract seems to be running away with it. Here is a finger touching another hand. This, I think, is technology, I'd say, is the core theme here. Here's another design element. We're going to go for the next 2 being design elements here. Again, PNG imagery is great to give buyers the flexibility to take what you've created with a transparent background and layer it onto something else. So it goes to the whole idea of the site Canva, where customers can go and make their own designs with all these design elements that contributors like us have put out there, and they can then build with the elements that we gave them. So smart for people to be downloading these, uploading these at Adobe Stock for sale. Another abstract background in another business environment. Another design environment, though I'd say this is also holiday. But again, when it's got the PNG background, I'm first and foremost calling it a design element. Here's a technology with a rocket blasting off a computer. This is one I recall from the last time we did the tally, so this one is hanging around in there in the top 100. Here is looks like it's a celebration image of some kind. It could be abstract background, you could say. I'm going to call it a celebration or event. Here's people outdoors climbing a mountain, success, winning. So I call that active sports winning. Here's an abstract background and business people. So we're going to start doing a couple of these at once to speed this along. Here's a design element in this could be cityscape, could be technology. I'm going to call it cityscape. Here's a business environment, and I guess we could say nature. We could say abstract background. It's more nature since plants seems to be the theme in that. Moving on, we have a kind of an abstract background with numbers. We're going to call that abstract again. The next one is nature with the green tree. Here are some presents and kind of a bokeh-like background. To me, this says more holiday than anything else. Here's space. Again, here's a bee. I recall the bee from the last time we did an analysis about 3 weeks ago. Here's a shirt, somebody wearing a shirt. So this I put in the clothes category. Here's another holiday image. Magical forest with Christmas trees and glowing lights. So we're calling that holidays. Here's an idea with paint splattering on it, a light bulb. Next row, we have nature. We have outdoors with lights. I'm going to call that an abstract background. And a business person, a businesswoman. Again, we saw this trend the last couple of times we did this breakdown that a lot of times when a contributor is showing business people, they're choosing to show business women. That seems to be a theme where a customer wants to show people in a business environment. They may want to focus on women as opposed to throughout the history of business communication, people tend to focus on men. So that seems to be a trend where people want to be more inclusive and show a more diversity, equity, inclusion type of business environment. So here we're showing nature, we're showing abstract and business people. Another idea shot and another, I'd say, holiday shot that is Halloween themed. Here's another business environment and another celebration or event. Here is a landscape or outdoors and it's a celebration or holiday. So here is, I'd say that's it. Again, it's a nature shot. It's also a light bulb for an idea. I think the plants are more prominent here, so we're going to call this plants of nature. Here's a shot. It's odd that this one is the first time we've seen this kind of halfway down the list being a diversity image. So we're going to call diversity out here. Another holiday shot. Add one there. Here are people who are older being active. So we call this active sports and winning, or we can call this aging. To me, the theme here is showing people being active as they're getting older. Here are people celebrating a business environment. We're going to call this a celebration image. Here's an abstract, and here's we call this a cityscape. Not quite the cityscape that we've seen in other images. We could call this landscapes or outdoors. They call it outdoors. Here's nature with this sky shot. Here's an older, attractive woman. We're going to call this a aging shot. Got a couple more nature shots and a holiday shot. Interesting that we're seeing some Christmas-related holiday shots right now. Like we're February, customers must be looking for holiday, Christmas, and other end-of-the-year holiday-related imagery, anticipating needing them for the upcoming holiday season. They're needing them pretty early. Another holiday shot, and let's starting out the next row. An abstract. A couple more abstract. I'd say 3 more abstract, and this could be another Christmas-related background. So we'll add 3 abstracts here and add another holiday here. Here's one that's kind of leaving space for a background. This with the pine cones. To me, this looks like a holiday Christmas tree branch, decorations on a wooden table. So again, another Christmas-related image in February. Pretty odd. A business person, a woman. I know we've seen this image before. It's a popular one that's hung around the top 100 list for a little while. There's another Christmas-related background. Abstract and technology with the rocket coming out of the computer. A technology with a phone. Of course, this is another PNG. It's a design element. I like to put those in that bucket. Here's some clouds. So this could be nature, could also be abstract, but to me, it's a very defined image of something recognizable. So, and that image is a cloud. Here is a unique kind of shape with lots of different things being represented. Let's see how the contributor called this. Fantasy world inside of the book. Concept of education, imagination, and creativity from reading books. So this seems more education related than anything else. Calling it education. Here's another education image. Put another one right in that bucket. Here is the Earth, seen from space. I'm going to call this space. A bee, so another bee, 2 in the top 100, it looks like. So a couple of leaves, so we're going to call this a nature background. Here's technology, a person talking to an AI or robot. So is this a plant or is it more outdoors focused? I think he's enjoying nature, so again, they could fall into more than one category. Here's abstract, and again, another nature shot, another Christmas related or winter related image, but also a design element. We're going to call it design element. Here's a business person who's also cropped out. I'm going to call it design element. Might be interesting if you wanted to look at, okay, I want to design some PNG images to upload them. What are the most popular categories of PNG images? It's worth now dividing those into some categories. Perhaps we'll do that in a future video. So we have another plants and nature image. Here's kind of an abstract indoor space. Animals here, we have this unique multicolored chameleon. This is kind of something that is generic AI now, that you see a lot of these chameleons and other animals that are painted in wild colors, and that is almost already become cliche in the world of AI generated images. Here's something at Christmas tree in the background. We're going to call it holiday. Here's a business space, a warehouse, business environment. An abstract background, a Christmas tree, and a celebration of some kind. People enjoying a toast. Flowers. So again, another plant nature image. Seems to be a very popular theme. But it's also, like we said, anytime it's a PNG, I'm putting that under design elements. This, to me, screams cloud computing, so we're going to put that under technology. Here's a businesswoman in a classroom. There's an abstract newspaper type of background. So there you have it. Those are the top 100 selling AI-generated images right now at Adobe Stock. We categorize them into the top selling themes, and this is a look at what those results are. Number one, of course, no surprise here, is abstract. Again, it's something that I think the market is just flooded with right now. How is somebody going to find your particular abstract images if there's not much to set them apart keyword-wise from all the other millions of abstract images out there? Yes, they do tend to appear near the top of the top 100 selling images, but for you to break through that group is very difficult. I suggest you look elsewhere to find a niche that you could dominate with sales. Holidays and celebrations, that is surprising that so many Christmas-related images are appearing in the top 100 list. To me, that's a surprise. At this time of the year, it's February. We're 10 months away from the holidays. Plants and nature at 16. Design elements at 10. Design elements, in particular, PNG files. These are images where you can crop out the background, create something that gives buyers flexibility to place that design element onto something else. Big potential here. I suggest that you consider doing those business environments and business people. Again, business concepts of deals going down, or new employees coming on board, people working together collaboratively, always a hot topic with sellers. And then the rest of the categories are much lower in the list. Technology, animals, education, still things for you to consider creating if you can carve out a unique niche in one of these fairly broad categories. So if you got a lot of insights from this, I suggest you dive a little deeper into particular categories or subcategories that interest you. Maybe you can look up, say, technology, break down technology by the top sellers and see if you see any particular themes that are very hot right now with customers, and maybe you can focus on a particular niche in the world of technology. So that's how I tend to look for topics and drill down really specifically into some niches that get pretty specific, because to me, that's where the potential for greater sales is. You want to find areas where there is not currently a lot of competition, things that are fairly specific, but also fairly high selling, in high demand with customers. So lots of opportunity here if you do your research the right way. And speaking of research, again, I want to encourage you to take the survey that I've set up. The link is down below. I want to share the results in an upcoming video. I think we'll get a lot of good insights here. How much money are people really making selling AI-generated images on Adobe Stock and other sites? And what other sites are people using aside from Adobe Stock? What are the platforms people are using to create their images and upscale their images and much more? So please take the survey. I'll share the results in an upcoming video. I'll also share it in my newsletter, so make sure you're signed up for that. And until next time, I'll see you soon.